We're driving a 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. Coming up, I'm going to tell you an interesting fact about the Santa Cruz that I find truly unbelievable. But first, information explosion. The Santa Cruz is interesting. Hyundai actually calls it a sports activity vehicle, which is their way of saying we don't really want to call it a pickup truck and make promises like it's a pickup truck and then have you get angry at us because it's not really like a pickup truck. But it's a small pickup truck.
It's hauling fun, you guys.
Let's start things off with interior. What do you think of the style of the Santa Cruz's interior?
It's more elevated than a truck, I think.
Well, and I would say our point of reference for a small pickup truck is now the Maverick. The Maverick is a less expensive sort of approach to making a pickup truck. And if you're curious what we said about the Maverick, you can click right up here. Yeah, like in a normal pickup truck, you might go like rugged and blocky. This is more sleek and modern because it's basically a Hyundai Tucson.
That makes sense, because I definitely remember this from another Hyundai product.
That would be the Hyundai Tucson. In the rear, when I'm seated behind my ideal front seat position, it's not outrageously roomy. There's just enough clearance. I do like the fact that there's a cutout for my head, so headroom isn't a problem.
I liked that they had the cutouts for your knees, but then they put that net over it, so that you can't really utilize the cutouts.
Well, you can nudge against the net. You're not above net nudging, are you?
I guess I'm not.
I hope that's not on the Urban Dictionary already.
Oh. It will be now.
It certainly will be. One thing I noted though is because of the C-pillar shape, if you're trying to put a car seat in, it does kind of take away some of that room that you might want for the top of the car seat. The latch points are not covered or anything like that, but they're very easy to plug in.
This is one of the rare trucks that has a low step-in height, which is awesome. It was super easy for her to get in. One thing I really liked is the fact that the cargo area under the rear seats is split. So you can lift up the seat only on one side. So if you have a car seat installed, you can still take advantage of the cargo on the other seat.
That is an advantage versus the Maverick, where the Maverick has a single seat bottom and you have to pull the entire seat up if you want to reach that underfloor storage area. We need to talk about the bed. I know it's a tiny little thing back there, but it is worth mentioning. It's about 4 feet long, and that smallness has some disadvantages. If I wanted to put a dirt bike in there, especially with the integrated tonneau cover, because it takes up some space, it might be hard to get a dirt bike in there without an angle. But if you're putting bicycles back there, you should be fine. Small truck is small, not a surprise. There are some advantages though. One thing we've noted when traveling in, let's say, an F-150, if we've got luggage with us and we don't want to carry it in the cab, then we can put it in the bed. But if you put it in the bed, then it slides around and usually slides forward, and then it's hard to get to.
And they're just so much taller as compared to this vehicle.
Yeah, with this one, the cargo's never too far from where you need to get it. If you don't need that much space, it's kind of okay having a smaller bed. I was curious though, with the Maverick, you were able to reach over the side pretty easily. Did you have any issues reaching over the side here?
No, I was able to access the rear perfectly fine.
It's got some nice features built into it. Those little steps that are built into the bumper, kind of like you find on a Chevy. That makes it really easy to get into the bed. It's got an integrated cargo area a la Ridgeline, so you've got covered storage space in the bed.
And it has a drainage hole in the bottom, so if you want to use it as a cooler, you totally can.
Gotta keep the rosé somewhere. You've also got these little slat areas so you can create like a false floor, like with 2x4s. There's D-rings, side nooks, one on each side, and in the higher trims, the one on the passenger side has a power outlet. A couple of optional features that I think are very much worth considering. The previously mentioned integrated tonneau cover, which is cool because it is lockable and it's always on the vehicle and it just slides away. It's got the little tether on it. You can just sort of yank it back into position. Locks really easily. I like it. Oh, and then the tailgate is damped. That's standard across the line. Another optional feature are the C-channel utility tracks, so you can kind of adjust those little tie downs. They slide around, and that's a helpful thing. One last thing I should mention about the tailgate too is that it's got 2 positions, so you can put it in a higher position, which makes it easier to hold longer loads in the back of the bed. You have a little bit of an up angle if you got like wood dangling out the back.
Because again, it's a short bed.
Short bed. As for safety, 6 airbags come standard, and then on the active safety front, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, those things come standard. I do wish that, like the Honda CR-V, full speed adaptive cruise control was standard, but what are you gonna do? Overall, what do we think? Is the Hyundai Santa Cruz family friendly?
Family friendly?
Yeah, small family friendly. Rear window test. Once again, not that rear window, the other rear window. Armrest test. Both of my elbows have nice flat perches. They're not too far outboard. Easy to get to and keep my hands on the steering wheel. Very soft in both positions. I mean, not like squishy soft, but plenty yielding. Yeah, I'm gonna go full marks on the inboard and the outboard. Pardon the interruption, but let me quickly thank the sponsor for today's video, Flying Eyes Sunglasses. They make super bendable frames that are nearly indestructible, offer excellent optical clarity. They're great in the helicopter, and they're also great in the ground. If you want aviation grade sunglasses of your very own, click the link in the description below. And now more Santa Cruz. Hey, have you subscribed to our channel? If you haven't, please do. At 100,000 subs, which, man, that is coming up really, really quickly. We're going to review a windowless white van. Style!
So when I look at the Santa Cruz, I think trucks and triangles, which I was going to say, but they're actually not trucks. They're
Funmobile bed things.
What is it?
So there you are, and you're noticing all these sport adventure vehicles all around the vehicle.
Yeah, you ever see somebody who has a truck and then they have a picture of their truck spray painted on their truck? This is like that.
It's a lot of what we saw in the Hyundai Tucson, made even stranger with a bed on the back. It's a polarizing design. I recognize some people will not like it. I like it a lot.
Because it's a polarizing design?
Because they didn't, try and pull the traditional, like, hey, I'm gonna, put on a big belt buckle and a cowboy hat and try to pretend I'm a pickup truck. I think what's cool about the styling is that it moves it far enough away from the traditional pickup truck space that we can kind of accept it for what it is. It's not trying to be a traditional pickup truck. I'll also mention that I like the fact that they've got some interesting colors. And the only one that costs extra is this one, which is only $400. So you could take a note from that to General Motors. What do you guys think? Do you like the look of the Hyundai Santa Cruz? If you do, if you don't, tell us in the comments. If you're curious what we're doing between YouTube videos, give us a follow over on Instagram. I'm this guy and I talk about cars and helicopters. She's that lady and she's mostly people and cats.
One cat.
But a lot of pictures of that same cat. In motion! I think the Hyundai Santa Cruz rides and drives very much like a Hyundai Tucson. Composed, confident. So we're driving the 2.5-liter turbocharged engine with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. And one thing I've noticed is that as you accelerate, the gear changes are evident. Our Bronco kind of has the exact opposite philosophy where you may not ever feel, oh look, there's a tree in the road there, let's avoid that. You may not ever feel the gear changes. It's just kind of completely transparent. This, they try to make it an event and a pleasing event at that. I like the way the dual clutch operates. It's not seamless, but it is pleasing. I'm gonna dwell on that for a moment. One other thing worth mentioning is that it has turbo lag. When you floor it, there's a kind of a lull before the vehicle kind of feels its power. That surging quality, depending on how you feel, it may read as powerful, like, oh, here it comes, it's got this power. Or if you just need to get out of the way of oncoming traffic, you might wish that power kicked in a little bit sooner.
That's the camp I'm in.
Either way, there's plenty of power once that power kicks in. Oh, and as long as we're here, so I've been driving in normal mode. Let's go ahead and put it into sport and see how we feel.
Not snow.
No. There's only a little bit of snow, but I'm feeling very sporty. I like the fact that there is a little extra heft to the steering, but it doesn't feel excessively heavy. There's a little bit more immediacy to the powertrain. I would use sport mode if I was feeling sassy, and sometimes I feel sassy. All right, we know what I think, but what does Sweetie think? Sweetie's driving right now. How's visibility?
There's a huge C-pillar over my right shoulder that's blocking a lot of it. The belt line is high. The windows are small. It's really not great.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're looking forward, it's fine, but any other angle is a little bit of a challenge. What about driving fun?
The first thing I noticed when I started driving this was A, the lag from the turbo, and B, the sound. The sound is really pleasing. There's a lot of it. You can really hear when it's changing gears. I liked it.
After you come out of this left corner, can you give us a little taste? Whee! Yeah, there we go.
Did you hear that, you guys?
If this were a vehicle without a bed on the back, it might not read as fun. In fact, it's very similar to the Tucson we drove previously. It was actually a Tucson hybrid. Click here if you'd like to see that video. But when you put a bed on the back, suddenly it's like, well, compared to other pickup trucks, this thing is a laugh riot.
I agree. It definitely has more of a car feel when you're in here than a truck feel.
So you're having some fun?
Yeah, I think this is very fun for a pickup truck.
Cool. All right, well, Sweetie's achieved fun. Let me get back in the driver's seat. Good job, lover. I'm trying to say Sweetie less.
Oh, you're going to love the alternative.
This is what happens when you complain about me saying Sweetie. Overall, I think the Hyundai Santa Cruz drives and rides incredibly well for a pickup truck. And even if there wasn't a bed back there and if it was just an SUV, it would still drive incredibly well. Let me very quickly thank the fine folks over on Patreon. Thank you for your support. You guys get early access to our videos, and it's a great place to chat and answer questions. So thank you guys for being so generous, supporting us over on Patreon. Hearts. Onward to Emotion Factor. All right, what do we think? What's the emotion factor here?
Is it sport adventure vehicle?
Yeah, the marketing has worked wonders on us. We bought right in, but they're not wrong. I think there are two things operating here. One is the style components, and then the other is the bed, which affords certain outdoorsy abilities. And then I guess also the fact that you can get all-wheel drive. It's not standard, but if you want to get to like the trailhead and take a bike with you, or lash something down on the roof, probably a kayak. That feels like the active lifestyle accompaniment of choice. Those are all things you could do. And yeah, I think all of that stuff creates a vibe of emotionality. I'm gonna have to check if that's an actual word, but I think you know what I mean. If you guys are feeling emotionally moved to buy a Hyundai Santa Cruz of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book listing link in the description below. Remarks! At the beginning of the video, I teased that there was a fact about the Hyundai Santa Cruz that I found truly unbelievable. And here it goes. The fuel economy figures, look at those for the base engine. Notice something weird? Yeah, that's right. Highway fuel economy is better with the all-wheel drive version. It's crazy. I triple, quadruple, quintuple check these things because it's like, this doesn't make sense. I don't want to say something that sounds absurd, but I'm telling you, go to fueleconomy.gov or the Hyundai website, and that will show that the all-wheel drive version with the base engine is more efficient on the highway. Why? I don't know. All of this is a good segue, though, into your engine choices. There's the base 2.5-liter engine, which I think is perfectly fine for most people's needs. Front-wheel drive comes standard. All-wheel drive is a $1,500 option. And then the upgraded engine, which is on the SEL Premium and Limited trims, is a 2.5-liter turbocharged engine. Obviously, the turbocharged engine is more powerful. This is the one we've got right here, and I'm just going to floor it for funsies. Whee! That's pretty good pull, right?
Yes.
This one comes with a dual clutch transmission, 8 speeds. In the base engine, it is a standard 8-speed automatic transmission. I would love to try that powertrain, but here we are. You might be wondering about tow. The Hyundai Santa Cruz can tow 5,000 pounds. Do you remember what the max tow rating was for the Maverick?
Was it 4,000 pounds?
That's right, 1,000 pounds less. If you want to tow 5,000 pounds with the Santa Cruz, you need the turbocharged engine. Otherwise, it'll tow 3,500 pounds. For the record, 5,000 pounds is totally fine. That's pretty much in line with any mid-size 3-row SUV. Let's talk infotainment. The standard unit is an 8-inch screen with wireless, Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Interestingly, when you move up to the larger 10.25-inch screen, you lose those wireless abilities. That's a weird quirk of Hyundai Kia vehicles, where the larger, fancier screen loses the wireless functionality. I don't know why that is the case. Naturally, we only get the fanciest versions because of press vehicles. I haven't seen the base unit in here, but I think it has rollers for volume. This one has no knob and no roller.
Rollers are so much faster than having to push the button a bunch of times, and I prefer wireless CarPlay, so I would definitely go with the smaller screen.
For quickly going to a specific volume, like off.
And you don't want your passenger fiddling with your knobs, or maybe you do.
Man! Good to see you, Iguana. The other thing to note is that the larger screen comes then with these capacitive switches for the climate control. In the lower level 8-inch screen, there's actually like climate control knobs.
Ooh, which I also prefer.
My lady loves a knob. Hey, good to see you again. There we go. Don't go too far, Iguana. We should talk about some of the fancy features you can get in a Hyundai Santa Cruz. So this 10.25-inch digital display here, and I do like the cool visualizations you get when you change drive modes. And also, in the higher trims, this shows your blind spot camera. You can also get your Santa Cruz outfitted with ventilated seats and a really nice 360-degree camera system with a dedicated button, but you got all sorts of different views. And I like the fact, too, that there's a backup view where you can see where your trailer's gonna go, so you can get your hitch right lined up. One feature you cannot get, as far as I'm aware, and I have looked, is remote smart parking assist that you can get on the Tucson. This is the fanciest limited trim, so if there were that ability, it would definitely be on this fob. I did a ton of research and I couldn't find a definitive no, it doesn't have it. I did find a Forbes article that said it did have it, but that seemed like a copy-paste, sort of a lazy article from the Tucson. I don't think you can get Smart Park Assist. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, but that seems like an odd oversight.
It does.
Let me tell you what you can get, though. The 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty that Hyundai offers, and also there's 3-year, 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. So I would skip the base SE trim and go up to the SEL. And the reason why is because the SEL adds smart key access, heated front seats, blind spot warning, and also cross-traffic alerts. So some of that extra visibility, which is really helpful in a vehicle that's shaped like this. And also driver's seat power lumbar support. Total cost going from the SE to the SEL, it's about a $3,200 jump. If you add in $1,500 worth of all-wheel drive, that's right about $29,900, which is very close to my recommended trim with the Maverick. But I think this is definitely the nicer package.
This is more elegant, and the other one is more fun.
Fun, but not afraid to work. I will say that if I were to go to the SEL trim, I would be very, very tempted to go with the SEL trim activity package as well, which you cannot get on the lower trim. That activity package adds the integrated tonneau cover, those sliding C channels. It also includes some power in the bed there, and roof rails, and that sliding rear window. All of that stuff seems worth the extra $3,270 it costs to move up to that activity package. As for the competitive set, I guess you could include the Honda Ridgeline, which is larger and much more expensive. Base price is about $36,000 for the Ridgeline, but you are getting a bigger truck. And then, of course, the Maverick, which we've mentioned a zillion times, which has a cheaper base price and is arguably a little bit more functional, but also feels a little less elevated. In fact, you know what we might want to do? We might want to do a dedicated little comparison video comparing the Maverick and the Santa Cruz. Maybe that's something we'll do in the not too distant future.
Good idea.
Yeah. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. Synopsis! In thinking about the essence of the Hyundai Santa Cruz, it is the impossible burger of compact pickup trucks. It is satisfying, flavorful, and likely to meet the needs of your active lifestyle. Can you think of a better synopsis? If so, tell us in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. At 100,000 subs, coming up really, really soon, we're going to review a windowless white van. If you want to see what we're up to between YouTube videos, you can give us a follow over on Instagram. Family, I think we've done a pretty good job reviewing the Hyundai Santa Cruz. May I have a 5 and a 5, and you come get your high five.